Seems fitting to have my dog on the back playing with something. Hello everybody, I'm back again. So today I will be making a video, like I promised, about corgis. Yes, my corgi is right here. Come here! Come on! You're allowed up this time. Say hello! Oh. Say hello! Yes, the kisses. I know. This is my everything. This is my everything. My cutums. My nose. Okay, okay. It's gonna be a little squirmy. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'm gonna be making a video about corgis today. So I'm gonna do 5 pros and 5 cons about having a corgi, because there's obviously pros and cons to everything. I'm sorry. There's obviously pros and cons to everything. And just like a fact at the end. No. No. There's cons to everything. Yeah, the cons. Okay. You're out of here. Let's go. There. Play with your stupid bucket outside. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's dive in with a little bit about my corgi first. So my corgi, his name is Jasper. You're probably wondering why he has the weird coloring, and you're wondering if he's 100% purebred corgi. Yes, he is 100% purebred corgi. He is half Pembroke Welsh and half Cardigan corgi. His dad was a Cardigan and his mom was a Pembroke Welsh. Yeah, he just turned 1 year old April 18th. So me and my boyfriend have had him since last June. We got him when he was just 8 weeks. So he was pretty little. He was this chunky little boy. He was the fattest one. It looked like he ate his siblings. He was just this big floofball. When we went to go pick up Jasper, and we got to the pen where all the little puppies were, all the little corgi puppies were, I literally was crying. Corgi puppies are the cutest puppies ever. They were all like jumping and like, oh, I couldn't. My heart was like so full at that moment, and I will never forget that moment going to pick up Jasper. It was just like so special. Okay, so let's start with the pros of having a corgi. So the pros of having a corgi are you're gonna fall in love with them. Everything about them is just so freaking cute. I don't know why, but I didn't really I wasn't like super crazy about corgis before. I didn't understand the hype. I didn't think that they were super duper cute. But then I got one and I was like, they're so cute. They have the biggest grins. Like, they're always smiling. They're always like, so cute, so happy. They have little sploots. If you've ever seen a corgi sploot, it's like the most cutest thing ever. It's when they put their back legs out. It's adorable. Their little legs, their little sausage bodies are just freaking adorable. The way that they walk is adorable. Like, their little like sassy little booties, like their big floofy booties. Yeah, all of that, you're just gonna fall in love with all of that. Like, it's just unavoidable and it's bound to happen. Number 2, they are extremely active dogs. I consider this a pro because they keep you active. Like, I'm forced to go on a walk every single day, if not multiple times a day, because the dog needs to go out or he's gonna destroy every single thing that you own. They're working dogs, they're herding dogs. Actually, corgis were originally bred to herd cattle. And that's why they are so short, is because the cattle would kick their feet and they're short enough that they wouldn't get bonked on the head, so they would miss them when they went to go kick back. But the herding is also annoying when you first get a corgi because they will nip at the back of your feet. It didn't take long for us to stop that kind of behavior with Jasper, but yeah, you definitely want to nip it in the butt when you can, because it's annoying and your feet are gonna be destroyed. Or if it's really an issue, you can always look up a YouTube video. YouTube has so many videos, dog videos, training videos, that it's really been like a staple for me to just be like, okay, I don't know what to do, look up YouTube video. So yeah, you can find whatever kind of training you need on YouTube. When I was looking up videos like this, people would say that they're great apartment dogs. I would not say that. I would not say that at all, honestly. Yes, they're small, so they're great for apartments, just like, you know, unlike a golden retriever. But I think I'd probably rather have a golden retriever in my apartment than a Corgi, because a golden retriever doesn't have as much energy as a Corgi. Like, he needs to have a backyard, he needs to have a big house he can run up and down the stairs, because this little apartment is not enough room for him, honestly. So I wouldn't say that at all. They're farm dogs. Like, we picked him up on a farm and he would have been in heaven on a farm because he could just run. The third pro I would say is that they are so funny. Jasper makes us laugh every day. Me and my boyfriend, we laugh at him every day. It's really hard for me to demonstrate like the things that he does. It's just, you kind of have to see it to really laugh at it. But I mean, you probably know this. You've probably seen so many videos of corgis being funny, and you know, they're pretty much viral. So the fourth pro I would say is that corgis are extremely food motivated. So you can literally train your corgi to do anything you want. We've trained him to do sit, stay, lay down, and I'm working on rollover right now, but we haven't actually really dedicated a lot of time to training him to do different things, because it's just not necessary for your dog to know how to like roll over and stuff, right? So we just did like the basics. A really good one that you should do, I suggest, is that what we do with Jasper is we make him sit and wait for his food, and then we snap whenever he's allowed to eat. The sit and wait and snap is just like a really good training mechanism for like discipline, and just an all in all like good trait for your dog to have. So right when we got him, like right when he was like 8 weeks old, we even started like doing that right away. And I suggest to get a puzzle feeder bowl, because corgis inhale their food because they love food so much. So get a puzzle bowl, or else they might have some digestion issues. They're a little bit more expensive, but it's totally worth it. And then we wait about 2-3 minutes. We sit down, me and Mason, we sit down, we wait, and we all eat at the same time. So we go, okay, go! And then we all start eating at the same time. It's funny. Oh, and we also have a recall word. It's yip yip. He's probably like, what did you just say? So it's, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, but Appa yip yip. So that's our recall word for Jasper when we want him to come. So we never leave the house without treats. And we're practicing on his recall right now, because sometimes his recall isn't great. I'll explain later though why it's not always perfect. I just break off like tiny little pieces, so like it's not like a full treat for Jasper. And he'll be like way in the distance, and I just go yip yip, and he'll come right back, take the treat, and then he goes off again. And I want to say my fifth and final pro of having a corgi is that they are so smart. So that kind of goes hand in hand with like the food motivated. So they catch on to things really fast. We can train them to do a trick in probably a day, and then just practice it every day, or a couple times a week. Just do his recall, all that training or whatever, so he doesn't like forget about it. But yes, they're very, very smart dogs. They're like one of the smartest breeds in the world. Okay, now onto the cons. So the cons of having a corgi would be, I would say number one is they are so hairy. They get hair on everything, and Mason will vacuum and vacuum, and he could vacuum probably 7-8 times a day and it would still be hairy. The second he jumps on the couch, hair. It's just, his hair is so fine, so it gets onto everything. So make sure you like hair. So number 2 is their stubbornness. They are very stubborn dogs. Corgis won't always listen, kind of like I was saying earlier in the video. They're very smart, so they know what to do, but sometimes they won't always do it because they're like, why do I have to listen to you, right? That's why it's good to always have a treat with you, because that's their reward, that's their motivation to come back. But if they want to go do something, even a treat won't do it. If they want to go say hello to a dog and jump on a dog and play catch me if you can, they're gonna do it. They're very stubborn dogs. And it's almost like it's a game to them sometimes. Like what we say, Jasper off the couch, he'll jump on, jump off, jump on, jump off, jump off, and he just loves it. He thinks it's a game. We'll put him in his cage. Second he gets out of his cage, he'll jump on again. It's like, are you a maniac? Like, why are you not listening? You have to have a lot of patience, a lot of patience, because yeah, they will definitely push your buttons and test your limits. They're actually pretty similar to a Shiba Inu. So if you've ever known somebody that's had a Shiba Inu, or if you've had a Shiba Inu, they're very extremely similar to that breed of dog. Shiba Inus are very stubborn. They're very food motivated. Energy levels are the same. So I would say Corgis are a lot more affectionate and compassionate towards their owner, versus a Shiba Inu is kind of like a cat. So they're not super affectionate all the time. And then a Shiba Inu would be like, okay, let's cuddle for a second, and then be like, screw you, and then leave like 2 seconds later. So that's kind of like a cat, right? So yeah, they're pretty similar to a cat. Number 3 con I would say would be food possessive. So Corgis, since they're very food motivated and they love their food, they're foodie just like me, they are extremely possessive over food. Jasper used to actually like bite us when we took away his food, or even touch it or go near it. He'd get like really offensive, like get away kind of thing, and show his teeth. And it's not even with food. He's actually just very possessive over his stuff, what he thinks is his stuff. So he loves the garbage can. He will go into the garbage can, TMI, take out all of my tampons and pads and rip it all up all over the living room like a freaking masochist. And the second I go to take it away, he's like, and he like gets his teeth out and he tries to bite me when I go to take it. I'm like, dude, that's not yours. So we have struggled with this quite a bit, because we tried all of the things that YouTube told us to do. So we tried mine. So we just like very sternly say mine. You have to be very alpha. With Corgis, especially male Corgis, because he's a male, he's alpha already, but Corgis will run the house if you aren't alpha with them. So you have to say mine, and you have to take it away, and then put them in their kennel. Keep doing that, and don't let them get away with it once, or else, yeah, they'll walk all over you. So that was something that we had really struggled with, was food possessive issues and just possessive issues in general. His toys, he didn't want anybody touching any of his stuff. So that's just something that you could look out for. So now all we have to do is go behind him and pat his butt with our feet. We go, okay, go, and he'll go right to his kennel, because he knows he was bad, because he knows he's doing bad behavior. He knows he's being a bad boy. So for number 4 cons, I would say you better like barking, because they bark at everything. What I found when I was like looking at videos is like everyone was complaining about how they bark at everything outside, because they're like a guard dog, right? So they bark at like people walking by and stuff, but I really don't find that. I find that he barks, I've had dogs that have been way worse than him for that specifically, but he barks at me and Mason for attention. So like me and Mason will be, even if Mason's in like the vicinity, like a freaking 2-3 feet away from me, he will start barking because he's like jealous and he wants our attention. It actually kind of destroyed me and Mason's love life for a little bit, because we couldn't show any physical touch because the dog would get so angry and so mad, barking at you for attention, like constant attention. Like it's like he's literally like the world revolves around him. You know what I mean? So you better like barking, because they will bark not just at things on the street, passing by people, but will bark at you for attention, or bark when they want you to play, and just be like, when you're playing they'll bark and stuff too. So yeah, so it's a lot, and not like any kind of bark, like a shriek, like shrieking and your eardrums will be ringing. It's awful. And number 5 con I would say is that just in general, corgis are a lot of work. If you work a full-time job and you don't have time to take them for a walk every day, at least every day for an hour walk, I would say that you probably shouldn't get a corgi. Or if you got a dog walker and they walked the dog, that would be great. But if you can't give him that physical exercise, he's gonna get, or he or she is gonna get into everything. They're gonna make as much trouble as they can, because corgis' minds always need to be occupied. They always need to be doing something. So whether it's getting into trouble or going for a walk or running, you know, at least with running and stuff, like it's tired them out. So usually they'll have a nap after. And I used to not be able to do videos or do anything because my dog was so needy. So what I found is that people don't get 1 corgi, they get 2. And that's because, 2, I don't know why I said it like that. And that's because corgis don't always get along with like all dogs, or it's mostly other dogs that don't really get along with corgis, because corgis are super confident. And a lot of dogs have an issue with that, I guess. So people get 2 corgis so that they can play together and become really good friends, because it's genuinely impossible to occupy a corgi's mind 24/7. I mean, it's impossible. You have a life, right? You have to shower, you have to eat, you have to do things. Probably from like about, I'd say 4 months to about a year, they're just so needy. So yeah, it is nice to have that extra dog for them to play with. What we also do is we have a Kong, and we fill it with food, and then we put water, like we put water in the Kong so the food is frozen, and then we put peanut butter on top, and that will occupy him for like an hour, not really, like 45 minutes at the most usually. Sometimes even half an hour, depends on how frozen the food is. That's another way to like occupy them, but like you can't always give them food, right, when you want to occupy them. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. So yeah, that about sums everything up for this video. If you feel like I did a really good job of explaining everything and I thoroughly answered all of your questions about getting a corgi, please hit that thumbs up, and leave a comment below if you have any constructive criticism, or if you have any questions or anything at all. And yeah, make sure to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.